I should also be a good yoga teacher. Mute my phone. Alright, so, hold on, how do I, bloop. There we go. Switch. There we go. Okay. Alright. Sweet. Alright. Okay. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. Please do not kick me in my head when I'm there, once I'm there. Okay. So we are rolling. What do I need? Do I need anything? I don't think so. So luckily we have shade. It is so hot, you guys. If any of you are outside with us, I salute you because it is so hot. But you know, true hot yoga, right? If you go to the studio and it's like close to 100, it's pretty close, and we have a good air. We're not breathing our air out. There's constant stream of fresh air, so that's always helpful. So hopefully you have some waters ready. And then I gotta prepare my mat because this is my old mat that's sliding and water seems to help. So that's what I'm doing, just in case you're wondering. Okay. So, happy Wednesday. My trusted sidekick, Robin, is in North Carolina, so I have no trusted sidekicks. I have Alex and Krista here with me today. I'm so grateful for company because I really don't like doing this alone, even though I would. And then Mitska, obviously. Paturi, Queen Paturi over here, always in a full presence. Making appearances, wagging her tail, laying in Shavasana. Sometimes I look back at the streams and she's like somewhere like, do you have any pets? Yeah, but, oh, that's right, I knew that.
You probably do.
Hi, sweet girl. Alright, so one more time with this flow and with this playlist. One last time. Some toe taps coming your way, some scissor switch kicks, should you so choose to do them. You guys, always just a reminder, it's an invitation, not an obligation, right? So if you're feeling up for the challenge, feel free to do that, step it up, play with some hops. And if you're not, just, you know, put one foot down and lift the other leg up. It's that simple, as my son always says. He says, it's that simple, boys. It's that simple. Right? So it is truly that simple. And if you decide that in the middle you had enough and you want to lay in Shavasana for the last 30 minutes, that works for me too. I did that once in class, and it was actually the whole class. And it was really uncomfortable and really interesting because everybody else was moving and I was kind of, but I really needed that, but I really wanted to be there at the same time. And it was really, really challenging for me to not get up and move with them, but I was also really, really tired. I highly recommend trying that sometimes, you guys. It is a little tricky. It's definitely a trip for the ego, for sure, because you're like, well, what is everybody else going to think that I'm not doing? You know, I'm not stepping up, and even you are fighting your own battle, right, internally, because like you really want to work out or whatever is going on in your head. So the challenge of honoring whatever shows up for you in the moment and really going with, like, you know, perhaps staying in child's or in Shavasana while other people are working hard is really, really hard. So anyway, I highly recommend that. The discomfort in that, it's quite challenging to kind of stick with that discomfort. So again, whatever you need, your body, your breath, be great. Or if you'd like to take any other shape, that is totally fine with me as well. Again, always an invitation, never an obligation. Your breath, your practice, whatever you need. Also, as I always say, Wednesday afternoon, I think, in my opinion, or for me anyway, it is the hardest time to practice. It's the middle of the week. It's, well, I guess we're off on Friday, most of us. Yeah, so it's like Thursday, but still, it's hard. After work, when you still have things that you have to do tomorrow. Alright, the playlist, 627 Bittersweet, and it starts 3 to 1 now. I love this playlist so much. As I say, some playlists are they're still great, but I'm not as attached to them. This one is a deal breaker. If you're not gonna like this one, we cannot be friends. Alright, seated, kneeling, whatever other shape you have found yourself, take a moment, arrive, watch the breath settled in. And I would invite you today, as you practice, to find a little simplicity through the breath and tune in into the cycle of each breath. So notice there's 4 components to that. There's the inhale part. There's the moment at the top of the inhale where nothing happens. Then there's the exhale part. And there's the moment at the bottom of your exhale where nothing happens. And then the cycle begins again. Inhale, oxygen comes into your lungs, into your body. Your lungs expand, your chest rises. There's a mini pause at the top, and there's an exhale as you empty your body off of the breath. You exhale everything that you don't need out. Bottom of your exhale, moment of a pause, and the cycle starts again. So just taking a moment, noticing how that comes in and out for you. Noticing the oxygen and the nourishment that comes in with the exhale. And leaving, letting go of anything that you don't need with the exhale. Now the breath happens at all times, only most of the time we're simply not paying attention to that. You're just breathing reflexively. You're not breathing actually. Breath happens on its own, right? Your body reflexively knows what to do. The moment you shift your attention and your awareness to the breath, you are effectively in the present moment. The moment you're watching inhale and exhale, you are present. There's nothing else. So give yourself, almost gift yourself those moments. Watching the breath cycle and connecting with the cycle itself. Deeper inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top. Sip in a little more. Out of your mouth, release, let it go. Again, notice the bottom of your exhale. And again, inhale in through your nose. Hold it at the top, sip in a little more. Out of your mouth, release. Seal your lips, find your ujjayi. Active inhale, active exhale, both through your nose. Roll the shoulders up and back. Rub the head side to side. Arms reach up over your head, interlace the fingers, palms up. Lift, lift, lift the shoulders up, towards the ears. Then off to your right, keep lifting through the left side of your rib cage, just as if you're stretching, you want to find length. Back into the center, inhale, off Keep the elbows nice and bent, no overextension. Fingers pointing down, lift up through the chest. Hold right there, pull the belly in, roll the ribs in as the shoulder blades are finding a space in towards each other. Keeping the hinge, drop your right cheek off to your right side, right shoulder. Drop the chin in towards the chest. Off to your left side. And then even to the back, if that's okay with the neck. Back into the neutral, release the hands, maybe roll the shoulders again, up and back, neutralizing a little bit through the spine, maybe hug the shoulders forward. Finding a way onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Hand connects firmly onto the mat, little forward and backward on the hands and knees, warming up the wrists. Hand fully connected to the mat, circle of the palm of the hand, digging the fingertips in. Straight through the elbows, little press up and away, resisting the gravity. Switch the fingers pointing in towards the knees. Palms are still down. Shift your weight backwards into the heels. Hold right there for a moment. And again, agility through the fingertips. The knuckles are still bouncing a little bit. And now flip the hands upside down. Fingertips still pointing towards the knees, but the palms are facing your face. And now notice if this is difficult for the wrist, and that's okay. Just be gentle. And then finally, hands go sideways. I like to take my fingertips right off the edge of my mat on each side, so a little wider position and side to side. And I like to keep my elbows straight, but that doesn't mean that you can bend them. And then back into the neutral position, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Lengthen long through the spine, always in downward facing dog. You are reassessing, noticing what kind of body you have brought onto the mat today. Checking in with yourself. Reconnecting with your breath if you have ever lost it. Do me a favor, bend your right knee a bunch and push back through the left heel. Left knee is straight. If you can, lengthen through the arms, kind of push away from the hands. Maybe the low ribs touch the thigh. And then switch the legs. Straighten your right leg, deep bend into your left knee. Pushing the low belly in, the low ribs in towards the thigh. Super long through the arm. Little heat through the back of your right knee. Beautiful. Back up. Both heels go down. Right leg lifts up and back long. Bend your right knee. Flex your foot. Open your hip. Draw your right shoulder in closer to the mat. Try to kick yourself onto the left butt cheek with your right heel. Your right leg extends long. Close your right hip again. Step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Step your left foot all the way in. Halfway left, inhale. Exhale, release. Slow and steady like honey. One more, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Feel free to find your knees or not. Forward elbows in, halfway down. Inhale through your up dog, stay here. Exhale, forehead to mat. Keep your triceps, elbows active, forehead touches. Weight in the hands, push your upper body. Lift it back up, weight in the hands. Roll over your feet back, downward facing dog. Shift your hips back. Left leg lifts up and back, long. Left knee bends, flex the foot, open the hip. Draw your left shoulder square back to the mat. Breath, long through the arms. Straighten your left leg, close your left hip again. If that means you lower your foot a little, you do that, that's fine. Step your left foot all the way in, step your right foot all the way in. Halfway left, inhale, crawl your chest. Exhale, release, soften. One more, hamstring glutes, Control the descent. Inhale, back up, again, lift. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. One breath, one movement, right leg lift, up and back. Bend your knee, flex your foot, open your hip. Straighten your leg, push back through the heel, close the hip. Step your right foot in, step your left foot in. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. One more, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale here, forward, elbows in, halfway down. Heart comes through. Inhale, keep your shoulders forward. Forehead to mat, exhale. Weight in the hands, way much. One more, inhale here. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, up and back, inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, flex your foot. Again, straighten the leg bend. Step your right foot all the way in. Step your left foot all the way in. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release. All the way up, arms reach over your head. Bring your hands to heart center. Keep moving, inhale, rise. Exhale, empty your breath, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step or float, chaturanga. Mid plank, inhale, heart comes through. Exhale, forehead to mat. I think we forgot the other side, maybe not. Inhale, back up, upper body lifts. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Tippy toes, inhale. Bend your knees, look where you're going. Step or float, landing lightly. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. All the way up, arms reach, hands to heart, bring it in. Up the sky. Chair pose, Utkatasana. There for your exhale, inhale here. Forward fold is your release. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale through your up dog. Heart comes through, roll over your feet. Downward facing, couple breaths here. Inhale here. Out of your mouth, release. Another breath in. Out of your mouth, let it go. Right leg lifts, up and back, long. Right knee, right tricep. Pull your heel nice and close to your seat. Scoot it back, three-legged dog. Toe tap. Right toe towards your right wrist. Scooch. Scoot it back, three-legged. One more, toe tap. Toes to the wrist, hold. Step your right foot in, left leg lift. Standing splits. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot down, right leg lift. Left knee bends, control, step back, step your right heel down, dial it down, warrior one, rise. Interlace your hands at the low back. Lift up through the chest, breath. Exhale slowly to humble warrior. Keep pushing the right hip forward, pressure outer edge of your right foot. Exhale, completely release the head and neck. Back up, inhale, warrior one, arms rise, straighten your front leg. Step your back foot in just a little bit, all 10 toes towards the front of your space. Inhale here. Exhale, halfway down. Oh, I should have brought blocks. Oh well. Pull the shoulder blades in towards each other. Check in with the hips. Another breath in, pull the belly. Exhale, fold. Right arm plants underneath your face. If you have block handy, grab it. Now still wiggle the hips, so pull your right hip slightly forward. Lift your left hip slightly up. Right arm plants, left arm up, revolve triangle. Now as best as you can, mindful of the left shoulder. The left shoulder is opening up, external rotation, and lifting up to the sky. Left arm finds the mat, left knee bends. Crawl your hands forward a bit. Lift your right heel hip height. Lift up through the chest, lengthen through the crown of the head. Right arm plants again underneath your face. Left arm up, revolve half moon. Keep breathing through the back heel. Same attention onto the left shoulder. External rotation, lifting up to the sky. Left arm finds the floor again. Right leg takes a short step back, 10 toes pointing towards front of your mat. Straighten your left leg. Lengthen up through the spine, flat back. Catch your waist or your hips. Pull the belly in and come all the way up to standing. Notice how you have to dig your feet into the mat and fire up your belly. Inhale here. Exhale, flip yourself off to the right side. Inhale here, exhale, fold. Whether it's a headstand or tripod or whatever, a straddle press, some of you may want to go there. Not pointing fingers to anybody specific. Alright, and if you are upside down, are we? No, we're not. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, walk your feet a little further apart. So notice how far do you want to go. And then fold again, maybe, just maybe, to top of the head comes onto the ground. Notice how that changed the engagement through the back of your legs. Active through the ankles, you guys. Stability through your ankles. Halfway up again, inhale, walk your hands back to the front of your space. Arms frame the foot, left knee bend, do a super low runner's lunge. So the arms are down onto the mat, and your upper body maybe lies on the top of your left leg. Now you're not going to go very high, so what I was noticing this week when I was teaching that people lifted up a little too high, I want you to just come light on the fingertips. So you'll lift your upper body off the mat, so you're almost like in plank-like posture, if you will, just on the top of your fingertips, off of your left thigh, strong through your hands. And now just take your fingertips 1 millimeter off the ground. So upper body parallel to the ground, super strong through the legs, crown of the head reaching forward. Are you guys working? Yes. Active through the arms. Activate the arms a little bit. Yes. Arms go back down, frame the foot. Side plank off to your left. Left arm comes up, inhale. Hug the left arm underneath your right ribcage, exhale. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale back up. Left arm finds the mat, top of your plank. Left knee, left tricep, tap. Three-legged dog, lengthen. Now toe tap, left toes, flex the foot. Step it in between your hands. Right leg lifts, standing splits. Inhale here. Exhale, either plank your hands, switch your legs, or right foot goes down, left leg up. Right knee bends, long, long, long step back. Warrior two. Up and over, reverse, lift. To a Superman pose, arms go over your head. Lift the back heel, close your hip. Pull the belly in, diagonally. Lift up a little bit, diagonally up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. There you go. Draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, off to your right. Prayer twist. Beautiful couple of breaths here. Back into Superman. So arms back up over your head. Hollow out the belly. And then back to warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Up and over. Thighs in. Neutral hips. Reverse triangle. Arms go to a T. Reach, reach, reach. Trikonasana. Triangle pose. Stacking the shoulders over the ankle line. Hug the right hip under. Inflating the low back with your belly. One more breath in. Look down for balance. Right knee bends. Up and over. Reverse your warrior. All the way backward. Arms go down. Frame the foot. Left knee finds the mat. Fingertips stay. Chest lifts. Inhale. Half splits. Bring it back. All the way to warrior three, you guys. Coming front. Push off of your standing leg. Fire up the leg in the air. Maybe hands come to heart center or wherever you want to put them. Draw your left hip down. Push your breath through the back heel. Left knee comes into the chest. Come all the way to standing. Hip flexor gives you a little bit of a pull. And 10 toes onto the mat. Release. Utkatasana, chair pose. Beautiful. Forward fold is your release. Listen. Plant your hands. Straight elbows. Steepy toes. Bend your knees. Lean your weight into your hands. Back onto your heels. Exhale. Inhale. Chair pose. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Tippy toes. Lean your weight into your straight arms. Back onto your heels. One more. Chair pose. Inhale. Forward fold is your release. Plant your hands. Bakhasana. Crow pose. Take a little lean here. Notice where you go in. Hollow out the belly. Maybe take your knees towards the heart. Hover there for a moment and then shoot your legs back. All the way down. Inhale. Through your up dog. Roll over your feet. Downward facing. Inhale here. Out of your mouth. Let it go. One more breath. Inhale. Out of your mouth. Let it go. Left leg lift, up and back, long. Left knee, left tricep, tap. Hug the heel in towards the seat. Three-legged dog. Now toe tap, or stay with the same toe tap. Swoosh. Three-legged. One more. Left toe, toe tap. Hold. Step your left foot in. Right leg lift. Standing splits. Inhale. Plant your hands. Switch your legs. Either step it down or hop. Right knee bends. Step it back. Warrior one. Go back. Lift up through the chest. Breath. Exhale to humble warrior. Keep pushing through the outer edge of your left foot, inflating your inner arch. Keep pushing the left hip forward. Back up, inhale, arms rise, active fingers. Straighten your front legs, step your back foot in a little. Neutral through the hips, inhale here. Exhale, halfway down, shoulder blades pulling in. Hips pulling slightly backwards, another breath. Exhale, fold. Again, wiggle out through the hips a little bit. So the right hip is now pushing slightly forward. Left hip slightly back. Left arm down, plant. Right arm up. This time the right shoulder is externally rotating. Imagine somebody is trying to pull you up by the top fingertips. Right arm comes back down, right knee bends. Crawl your hands forward. Fire up your left heel. Lift it up to the hip height using your glute. Left arm plants underneath your face. Right arm goes back up. Same with the right shoulder. Notice how much harder it is in this shape. Right arm finds the mat again. Right knee bends again. Short step back. All 10 toes pointing forward. Straighten your right knee. Dig your feet into the mat. Lift your upper body kind of straight-ish. Now catch your waist. Pull the belly in. Come all the way up. Notice the tension through the legs, through the belly, and then flip yourself over sideways off to your left. Inhale here, exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Oh, and then another opportunity to go upside down if you feel like it. Feel free. Nope. I heard that. Make your way back down onto the earth. And then toe heel your feet a little wider. Find a way to halfway lift and then fold once again. Notice what happens when you have a little more space. Maybe the top of the head comes all the way down. Weight into the toes. Stability through your ankles. Halfway lift. Inhale, walk your hands to the front of your space again. Bend your right knee, arms frame the foot. Now fire up your legs, fire up your belly. And then come on top of your fingertips. So crown of the head reaching forward. Upper body parallel to the ground, so you're not lifting too high. And then lift your fingertips off the mat. Now notice what's happening with the tail. Pull the pelvic floor in towards the back heel. There's almost a little bit of a rounding through your lower body. We'll take a look at it quickly at the break. Arms scope back down, frame the foot. Side plank off to your right. Right arm inhales up. Exhale, hug the right arm underneath the ribcage. Inhale back up. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale up, right arm plants on the mat. Right knee, right tricep, tap. Three-legged dog, lengthen. A toe tap perhaps. Toe to the wrist, swoosh, step it in. Left leg lift, standing splits. Inhale. Plant your hands, take a hop, switch the legs in the air. Left knee bend, big long step back, warrior two. Whew. Up and over, reverse. Lift your left side up to a Superman pose. Arms go over the head, diagonal, reach in, high on the back heel. Draw your hands to heart center, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, off to your left. The left elbow is pointing up towards the sky, so you can really use the pressure through the hands to push your chest forward and sideways rather. Back into Superman pose, fire yourself up, And then open back up to warrior two. Straighten your left leg up and over, hips in neutral, reverse triangle. Arms go to a T. Reach, reach, reach. Trikonasana. Coming down. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. One more breath in. Look down for balance. Left knee bends a little bit. Up and over. Open through the left side once again. Arms go down. Frame the foot. Right knee finds the mat. Chest lifts. Fingertips stay. Half split. Bring it back. Flex the front foot. Lift the chest. All the way to warrior three, you guys. Coming forward. Pushing off of the standing leg. Fire up your leg that's in the air. Hands to heart. Draw your right hip down. Breath through the back heel. Back toes pointing in towards the ground. Bring your right knee into the chest. Come all the way to standing through a standing back leg, please. And then 10 toes onto the mat. Release. Utkatasana, chair pose. Shift the hips back. One breath, one movement. Forward fold is your release. Exhale. Plant your hands straight, elbows, lean your weight into your hands, tippy toes. Back onto your heels again. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Straight elbows, plant your hands, lean in. Back onto your heels. One more time, chair pose. Forward fold is your release. Plant your hands, Bakasana. Crow pose, just a couple breaths or not. Again, invitation, not an obligation. Step or float. Now find your way through your vinyasa. And when you get to downward facing dog, stay there for 2 breaths. 2 full breaths, checking in with the body, noticing. And then when you're done, drop down to your knees and find your water. So once we started, it actually feels a little better than when we first came out here. I'm like, holy smokes, is it hot? But now when I'm sweating, it's way less hot. A little breeze coming through. So there's few things that I wanna point out into that flow, you guys. So first one is the low lunge. So we are in wide-legged fold, and then we come forward, and then here we are, right, in low lunge. Now, first of all, the right knee does not pass the front ankle. The right knee is right on the top. The back leg is nice and tight. You high on the tippy toes, or I like to be high anyway, like active through the foot. The left quad is active. But here's the thing. Once you lift the upper body up and off, the shoulder blades are slightly pulling in and the crown of the head is reaching forward. The only problem with this is if you are pulling your tailbone up, right? So you gotta really pull the core in and then kind of find the line where the tailbone is diagonal with the legs, right? So you're like, instead of like being somewhere here, you are somewhere here. And then there's a space, all kinds of space over here. And then and then there's this lengthening through the chest and the head. So this is a lot of work, right? So as opposed like being somewhere here, you're not so high, you're really low. But the shoulder blades are active, the chest is opening and the tail is really working. So my legs are actually, my legs are doing a lot of work there. So that's one move. Then the other move that I'd like you to kind of pay attention to is from half splits to warrior three. So if you're back in half splits and then you come forward, the moment you start lifting up, you really want to fire up the back leg. So it's active and it's not just dead weight hanging. The moment it's dead weight hanging, you're going to have a lot harder time pushing yourselves up, right? So if you're active here, then it's just kind of as if you can bring the energy into your legs and then you start pushing forward and up slowly off of the standing leg. And again, the extension through the crown of the head, through the shoulder blades. Back strong through the back leg, left knee comes into the chest. I'm doing everything on the same leg. Left knee knee comes into the chest now, right? And now one breath, one movement through the chair. So chair pose, forward fold, plant your hands. And all I want you to do here is just lean your weight into your hands. Maybe come on top of the tippy toes, maybe bend your knees a little, and just lean in, that's all. This is all I want. All I want is this. Back onto your heels. Inhale, chair pose. Right, exhale, fold. Plant your hands, push up, lift up. Lean into your hands. This is all I want. I don't want anything more than that. I mean, if you have something more, that's great. Right? But ultimately, it's gonna go to this. Right? That's what it's gonna go to at some point. Maybe not today, but one day. Right, Alex?
Yep.
Yep. And then crow, obviously, you know, you're leaning in, hugging the knees into the chest, and then maybe just shooting the legs back. Easy peasy. All right, so plenty, actually there's plenty in that flow to be mindful of, to be paying attention to. Whew, I'm running out of time here. All right, we'll cut it down a little bit. We'll try a shortened version of that. Downward facing dog. How do I always end up doing all the work? I don't know if that's fair. All right. We'll cut that down just a tad because we can't really fit the whole thing, but we'll fit something. And then again, kind of collect yourself, connect with your body, find yourself in the down dog. Notice. Right leg lifts, up and back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, tap, heel tight in towards the seat. Three-legged dog, lengthen. Right leg, tap, toe tap, rather. Swoosh, scoot it back, three-legged. One more, toe tap, hold it, step it in, left leg lift, standing splits, inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands, switch your legs. Well, this is what we'll do. Left knee bends, big step back, warrior two. Warrior two, coming up. Beautiful, up and over, reverse, left. To a Superman pose, arms reach up over your head. Again, this is very similar. Draw your hands to heart center, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, prayer twist, off to your left. Left elbow up, push the right shoulder forward, hollow out the belly, find space, ring the spine up. Back to Superman, arms reach up, active through the legs, imagine you want to take off. Back to warrior two, draw your right heel down, straighten your left leg, up and over, neutral through the hips, left, left, left. Arms go to a T, reach forward from your space, keep reaching, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shoulders stacking over the ankle line, hug the left hip under, belly inflating the space, thighs in towards each other. Look down for balance, left knee bends. Up and over, all the way to reverse. Arms go down, frame the foot, right knee finds the mat. Chest lifts, inhale. Half splits, bring it back. All the way to warrior three. Take your time with that transition. Pay attention to the legs. Lower body super active, and then upper body catches up. Right knee comes into the chest, come all the way to standing. Again, through a bent standing leg, release your right foot onto the mat. Utkatasana, chair pose, inhale. Forward fold is your release, exhale. Plant your hands, inhale, just lean into your heads. Exhale, back onto your heels. Chair pose, inhale. Forward fold is your release. One more time, plant your hands, dig your fingers in, lean into your hands, straight elbows, back onto your heels. Last one, chair pose, inhale. Forward fold is your release. Plant your hands, Bakasana, crow pose. Just a breath, you guys, or maybe even skip it all together if you're not up for it. Again, invitation, not an obligation. Step or float through your vinyasa. Inhale through your up dog, roll over your feet. Downward facing, right leg lift, up and back. Still the right leg, right knee, right tricep tap. Three-legged dog, lengthen, bend your knee, flex your foot, open your hip. dog or supported side plank. Left shoulder directly above your left wrist on the ball of your right foot that is bent. Left leg is kind of hanging there, open through the chest. Beautiful. Come back forward, top of your plank. Forward elbows in, halfway down, up dog, or skip it all together. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Inhale here, out of your mouth, let it go. Another breath in, out of your mouth, let it go. Left leg lifts, up and back, long left knee, left tricep, heel tight to the seat. Three-legged dog lengthen. A toe tap, left toes, left wrist, choop. Three-legged dog lengthen. One more, take your time, left toes, wrist, step your left foot in, right leg lift, standing splits, float it up if you can. Plant your hands, switch your legs. Right knee bends, step it back, warrior two comes up. Sink in, up and over, reverse warrior, lift your right side up to the sky. Superman pose, arms reach up over your head, diagonal extensions through your back, heels through your spine, all the way into your hands. Draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen, twist off to your right. Right toes. Back up, arms over the head, find the extension. Draw your left heel down, come back to warrior two, straighten your right leg, hips in neutral, up and over, lift. It's more up than sideways, you guys. Arms go to a T, reach, reach, reach. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And again, thighs in towards each other. Light on the bottom, arms, shoulders stacking over the ankle line, left quad, nice and tight. Energy going through the leg into the ground. Left arm lifting you up. Look down for balance. Right knee bends. Up and over, reverse. Arms go down. Frame the foot. Left knee finds the mat. Fingertips stay. Chest lifts. Inhale. Open through the chest. Half splits. Bring it back. Flex the foot. Lift the chest. And then transition to warrior three. Come forward. Fire up both legs. As you lift your back heel up, bring your hands to heart center or wherever you're putting them. Draw your left hip down, belly inflating the low back, chest slightly lifting, left knee comes into the chest, come all the way up to standing. Hug your left knee in, give your hip flexor a little bit of a work, tailbone pulling in towards your right heel. Put your left foot down onto the mat. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Forward fold is your release. Plant your hands, inhale, bend your knees, lean into your toes, straight arms back onto your heels, exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, lean in, put some weight into the hands, back onto your heels, last one. Chair pose. Forward fold is your release. Plant your hands, Bakasana, one more set of crow. Crow, you guys, is the mother of all arm balances. Once you have a good crow, then you know. Step or float whenever you're ready. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up and back long. Left knee, left tricep, tap. Three-legged dog, lengthen, bend your left knee, flex your foot. Up on the back, tippy toes, shoulders move forward over the wrist. Supported side plank or flip your dog. Right shoulder directly over your right wrist on the ball of your left foot. Open through the chest, just kind of let go. Roll yourselves back, top of your plank. Think forward, elbows in, halfway down. Inhale. Through your up dog, give that a little bit of a push through the chest. Roll over your feet, downward facing. And again, couple breaths here, at least 2 solid breaths to reconnect. Checking in with your legs. And now come down onto your knees and take a chance. Actually, take your knees apart and then just drop the chest down through the arms, forehead to mat. Give yourselves a little bit of a breather. single posture has a way for you to cheat, or for you to or cheat it a little bit, or to step it up a notch, right? There is a level of engagement that you can always bring to another level, or you can always kind of take the softer way. The option is always there. It's just entirely in your discretion of what you decide to do. So if you want to have a really strong workout, you can, and if you kind of want to make it a little softer, you can too. Back to crow, usually in October, and I don't know why that started in October, but October it is anyway. I do October crow challenge. In every single class we hold crow for 1 minute. Every single class I teach in the month of October. And that doesn't mean that you have to hold it. You just get out, but you go back in. If you get out of it, you go right back in. It's kind of fun. Anyway. You guys slowly find your way back to tabletop, so just shifting forward, shoulders over there, wrists, hips over the knees, and then cross the feet. Sit your butt behind your legs, extend your legs forward. And then this time, actually, I'd say bring the soles of the feet together and drop your knees up wide. So Baddha Konasana legs. And then however the closer you bring your feet to your seat, the more intense the stretch is going to be through the legs. And then maybe grabbing the ankles. We'll start with an active stretch, move into the passive stretch. So maybe the elbows kind of plug into the knees. In my body, it actually works perfectly. But some of you may have longer legs or longer arms, and it may not work that way. So you just lean in slightly, the chest is lifting flat through the back, the face is up. Again, if the elbows happen to land in the knees, great, give them a little bit of a push. A little bit of a breath here. Again, it's the same kind of upper body, leaning in, trying to take off with your heart, right? So gaze kind of lifting the body up, active through the shoulders, through the shoulder blades, belly pulling in. Another breath in here, and an exhale, release. Just drop the arms in front of you, wherever they land. Let the head go, release the shoulders, head and neck completely. Soften anything that you can find. This space for the upper body to completely release and soften. The head drops, the shoulders kind of drape in towards the ground. Give your body weight to gravity as best as you can manage. Keep scanning body for any tension, any engagement. Soften it. outside of the knees. Help the knees come back up. Keep the knees bent, soles of the feet onto the mat, hip width distance. Grab underneath the kneecaps, lift up through the chest, and then lower all the way down onto your back. Bring the knees in with you towards the armpits. Hug them in a tad. Lower the back, low back onto the mat, and a little bit of a side to side. Soles of the feet back onto the mat, hip width distance or tad wider. If you want to kind of reach for the heels, they should be about the finger length or maybe a little further away. Gentle pull of the shoulder blades under, push into the feet, lift the hips up, bridge pose. And then maybe you interlace your hands below your sacrum, or maybe you just stay where you are. Digging the heels and the feet into the mat. Fire up the quads. Notice the glutes. Start lowering again, upper back first, mid back, low back. Knock the knees together, windshield wipe the legs, left and right. And then yogi's choice here, either a second set of back bend, or if you'd rather do spinal twist or a happy baby or a shoulder stand, that is perfectly fine as well. Again, the choice is yours. Find your way back to the ground. If you do the back bend, another knees in towards each other. Windshield wipe the hips, the legs, rather left to right. And then whenever you're ready, knees come back in towards the chest this time. The heels to touch, knees to touch, maybe elbow to elbow if you can manage to get that grip. Forehead to knee, wrap it all in, hug it all in, squeeze, 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 nice and tight. Lay the head and neck down first. And then slowly extending the feet opposite corners of your mat. Let the feet fall out, open. Soften through the hips a little bit, flatten the shoulder blades on the mat. Maybe the palms are up, open to the sky. Soften the face, wiggle out the jaw. Soften the forehead. Slow, long inhale in through your nose. Out of your mouth, let it go. And another one just like that. Big breath in through your nose. Out of your mouth, let it go. Let the body settle into the mat, heaviness spreading, releasing any residual muscle engagement, just soften completely, surrender to gravity. here, that's totally fine. You wouldn't be the first and definitely not the last. We will work our way slowly and take a meditation, about 30-minute meditation after this. So the moment the Instagram feed goes out, I'm gonna restart it. So please do come back if you are on Instagram. Facebook is just gonna keep rolling. And again, it's an excellent opportunity to just try to sit with yourself after you have done, a good work with your body. Your body's a little tired, perhaps a little extra space, or a little slower in the mind element, little opportunity to see what's going on in there. So again, if you have the 30 minutes, do your mind give your mind rather a little emotional check-in, little emotional hygiene. Oh, butterfly, just flew over you guys. Okay, so nice. So I will see you Instagram peoples in a moment.